I'm super excited to show you my new lens. This is the Sigma 16mm f1.4. Super pumped about it. Right now I'm on the kit lens that came with my camera. These kit lenses are fine, but they're not great. And this one has a variable aperture, whereas this one has a fixed aperture all the way down to 1.4. And the variable means that it will change as I change my focal length, depending on some variables. But the lowest it will get when it's down at 16 millimeters is 3.5 f 3.5, and that's just not quite low enough for a lot of my use cases. I'm in my messy studio here at home right now, but let me show you. I'm going to go ahead and unbox this, and then I'm going to swap out the lenses, and I will show you the difference. Because when I change the 3.5, which I'm at my lowest aperture of 3.5 right now, when I change that to 1.4, you're going to see the difference in how it handles light. Right now I am at 24 frames per second, f3.5, 1/50, and my ISO is set to 640, and this is what we're getting. And then the second thing you're going to be able to notice when I swap these out, and you can and I lower the aperture. Right now we're at 3.5. We're going to be down as low as 1.4. You can see the things around me, kind of how focused they are in the background. The depth of field when you lower the aperture changes pretty drastically, depending on how low your aperture is, how wide open your aperture is, how low your f-stop is. You'll be able to see kind of the softening of the background behind me, which is really nice. It's a look that you'll probably recognize and appreciate if you've just started doing this, but have watched a lot of other videographers. You'll be able to see that it separates me as the subject from everything that's going on behind me, which is particularly messy and chaotic right now. So it will kind of pull me out of that background and allow you to get kind of a nice separation. So just take this in, and once we pull this out of here, I'll show you what it looks like when I put it on. So when you first open it up, it comes with all of your literature, which is nice. 4-year warranty. Can't beat that. That'll be nice. Hopefully I won't have to use it, but it's there if I need it. And then your manual and kind of all the important stuff that you might need. And then the good part. All right, there it is. It's a lot meatier than the kit lens that I have on right now. I'll show you that when I swap them out. But overall, I'm pretty excited about it. All it comes with is the papers that I just showed you, and the lens hood, and that is it. Nice smooth focus ring if you are using manual focus. It is a prime lens, so it doesn't zoom or do anything like that, but you do have that manual focus ring if you need it. And I'm using a Sony. I'm exclusively on the Sony system, so this is a Sony E-mount. However, they make this Sigma 16 for several different camera mounts. I'm sure you can find it for whatever you need. So I'm going to swap them out and show you what we're working with. All right, so the first thing you should notice, obviously, is the overexposure. You can tell that everything is blown out because I had this kind of thing, I had my space here lit for aperture for my f3.5 because that was as low as I could get it on that kit lens. Obviously, again, not ideal, but that was as low as I could get it, and so I exposed for that. So now we're still at the same sort of settings. We're at ISO 640 and 1/50 and 24 frames per second still. The only difference is now we're at a 1.4 on the aperture, f1.4. So now we're totally blown out, so I'm going to have to lower that. I'm going to lower my ISO pretty drastically. Let's see. Now we're down to ISO 160, which as you can see is a lot better. And if you can see the way that it will start to pull me away from the background back there, especially if I have something for it to focus on real close, you can start to see how drastic the difference is. It's got my face. How drastic the difference is in how it can separate your subject from the background, which is really, really cool. And by the way, since I'm here and we're talking about it, this is the kit lens that I was using. As I said, the Sigma 16 is a lot meatier and a lot more substantial. These kit lenses aren't great, but they are something to get you started and get things rolling. And so this one is a 16 to 50 f3.5 to 5.6. So ultimately, super excited about the 16 millimeter, the Sigma 16. Think it's going to be probably my go-to lens for things like this when I'm just kind of sitting and talking to the camera, as well as a lot of other use cases that come to mind. So I'm pretty excited about it. Think it's going to be a great lens. Definitely excited to add it to my kit. Check it out. See what you think.